It's okay, her boobs will protect her.
Puppy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy!
No, it wasn't
remember what the
intended
note
for Hifumi.
What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No, that's wrong.
She doesn't. But to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if she did
No.
start
there
doing that because she was
absolutely is a
jealous.
connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
We've already proven that using his wristwatch.
Yep.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is where Taka was killed.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Yeah.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me.
Yeah, but you're easy to trick, sorry.
The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Oh my god. Enough with the pants.
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole it from Taka. The scrap of paper that Taka had in his hand.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper.
Bring it home, Makoto.
If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
The arcade's just creepy.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
You sure did, girl.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Okay, I think you're going a little too far. But,
Sorry,
you know.
no.
Yeah.
When we found him in
From
the
Makoto
repository,
said,
Hifumi
no.
was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
That is the question. Who did kill him? I know, Hiro just needs to be quiet because,
Whoever did
damn.
is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Ugh, please, I don't really want to hear what you have to say because you just
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi!
The weapon?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
How can you say such stupid things and then say this, which is actually not that stupid?
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I don't get him sometimes. He can be completely stupid and wrong, and then all of a sudden he comes out with like the smartest thing ever. It's like, what's with this guy?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Oh dear, yeah, Byaku's right, so...
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue. So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then...
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
What's going on here?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. That's right, we did find a hammer that was clean and it was wet.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Yep,
No,
it is.
wrong.
No. What the fuck? Am I having a brain fart? Am I catching hero
The
disease?
murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at
Oh
all.
my god.
No, it was something completely different.
True, it wasn't painted. Oh my god, I'm spending too much time with Hero. My brain is just like collapsing.
But seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. All the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris.
I know, he really has, honestly. I feel a little bit broken.
But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Probably to wash the blood off? Yeah, I am having a hero moment. He's rubbing off on me and not in a good way.
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
Oh, snap.
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
John.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way
Really?
the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
Big ones, small ones.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reasons for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Okay. Oh god. Oh, what happened?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Dude, you laughing?
even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
It's not impossible
That is how
though.
the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Can we really see there's no chance two people work together on this? No, they
Based on the
definitely...
rules that have even if
It's
more
not
than one
impossible for
person,
two people to
only
work
the
together, it
one
just
who
means that one
actually
wouldn't
carried
benefit.
out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming
The rule holds true. It is simply impossible that two
Oh, did I press the wrong one?
Shoot!
Did I press the wrong one? Maybe I need to press the other one.
based on the rules, even if more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
Okay,
But that only really
In this case, however, there were two murders.
do I need to hold something? It must be a hold then. Sorry, I'm being dumb.
Based on the rules that have been laid out, even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true,
It is simply
impossible that two people.
That is
I
how
may
the
fail
rule was
this.
explained to us.
But that only
I know,
really
no
applies
pressure.
if there's one murder. In this case, however, there were two murders.
I think it may be hold two murders and...
Based on the rules that
And
even if more
hit
than one,
impossible.
only
I
the
know.
one who actually, assuming the rule holds true.
That is.
But that only really in this case, however, there were two
Yep.
murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one, only the one
If
who
I,
actually carried out the, assuming the
rule holds true.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Have faith in me, young ones.
Since
These
there were
ones
two
always
murders,
freaking get me.
It's at least plausible that more than one
Always.
person was involved.
I know that was close.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
That's not the point. You still look young. You're all young and beautiful. So
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk,
oh
then
god,
cooperation
what's the
becomes possible.
potential reward? I don't want. I wonder what Celeste agreed to. I don't know.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
Well, deal with it. Accept it.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act. murdering Taka.
I don't think it would have been so difficult to convince Hifumi to do something like that, to be honest.
They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Meme Lord, take it away. Instead.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Damn, that's cold-blooded, huh?
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murderers were the same, that was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. So who do you guys think it is? Are we settled on Celeste? Do we think that she manipulated Hifumi into killing Taka and then killed Hifumi so that she wouldn't have an accomplice? In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that... Okay, I will do. There's really only one person who seems to fit. Oh god. Oh, I don't want it to be Celeste though. I love her. She's great. Even if she's mean and stuff. Sorry girl, you're too suspicious. You gotta go.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes, it was me. I killed Hifumi. I killed Hifumi.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
Lone doesn't have to know. He's not here. He's not here. I don't see you. So it was Kyoko.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Darn, I now need to delete it. Erase the evidence.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit-brained, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Oh dang, she losing it. Oh girl. Oh girl.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
She's gonna lose it.
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What it is only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering this suspicious individual, the screaming, the people hidden in Hifumi's pants. The suspicious individual, the only people that seen the suspicious individual before we did was them.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
Whoa, you calm your tits.
Sorry.
Don't apologize to him.
As he said, only
Dickhead.
Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual.
You suck. Why couldn't they've killed you instead?
If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste was wrong. That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Okay.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the city of standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Because how did she know Taka had been murdered? How did she know that?
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
We did.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Oh, Hero, honestly, good lord. How have you not been killed yet?
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having
Thank
some
you.
trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Damn. He's going for the kill. Byakuya says that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense, but what is he alluding to? Oh god, please don't let this be another hold, because I think I've got like one heart left and I might die.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
When she said that she should have only known about Hifumi's death. With that in mind, what's so strange about what she said is...
All I said was,
Oh god.
we must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die,
Just like those guys died.
and that is all.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I forgot. Can I cheat and Google it? Oh my god. Because if I die here right now... Oh,
All I
fucking
said
hell.
was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a yo Google because I have one heart left and I don't know if I have that.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Maybe if I hold those so strange and hit those guys. Right, yep, that's right. So it's those guys and so strange. Okay, right.
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to die here. We are going to die,
Just like those guys died.
and that is all.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
No, I didn't mean to fucking press that. Bugger my tits on a sandwich. Fuck.
All I said was, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be positively. We are all going to. We are going to die, just like those guys died, and that is all.
And that's all it takes.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
What? Am I gonna die? No. Oh no. So it must be the other way around, right? Am I being dumb? Am I being that dumb? Oh, bugger. Fuck.
Shoot!
Boo-hoo-hoo! You can retry, but let me just quickly look it up because I'm doing something wrong. Freaking hell. I'm sorry, guys. For some reason, I'm being dumb. Yeah, I can repeat it, it's just... Okay, I think I might have found it. So, 2 seconds, guys.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Hold so strange, and then those guys. Okay. Let's try it.
Refuse to give up yet.